Hello everyone and welcome, I'm Beastly Eel. In today's video we're going to be doing a Marvel character spotlight on Seth Volkner. Now for those of you who don't know who that is, he also goes by the name Sidewinder, and he's going to be one of the villains inside of Captain America 4, A Brave New World. So let's get into a little bit of history of it. So Seth Volkner, born in Kenosha, Wisconsin, had humble beginnings that eventually led him to a certain career in academia. After earning his credentials, he became a college economics professor. It was during this time he met and married Donna, and the two had a daughter named Amy. However, despite this academic background, he struggled to secure tenure and was dismissed from his position. This led to a divorce from his wife, seeking new opportunities. Volkner was soon hired by Roxxon Oil Company, a powerful and secretive corporation, as a financial analyst. While working here, he discovered evidence of the company's illegal activities. In an effort to protect himself and gain an advantage over his employers, Volkner agreed to go through a radical surgical procedure. The operation implanted a cutting-edge technology within him, enabling Volkner to control miniaturized nth projector technology embedded in specifically designed cloak. This advanced piece of equipment allowed him to teleport himself and others across long distances. Now working as Roxxon operative, he took the name Sidewinder. Volkner helped the company recruit some potential operatives. He visited Quincy McIver in the hospital after the criminal was severely injured in an accident with underwater propellers. Having lost all four of his limbs, McIver was seen as an ideal candidate for Roxxon's latest experiment in prosthetics. For a week, he was treated at the Roxxon's Brand Corporation labs, where Volkner played a direct role in overseeing the process. When Quincy regained consciousness, he discovered that, in Volkner's words, he had received Roxxon's idea of an improvement. Rather than traditional prosthetics, MacGyver's legs had been replaced with prosthetic serpent's body, calling him Bushmaster. Volkner helped outfit and train a specialized team called the Serpent Squad, which included Death Adder, Anaconda, and Black Mamba. Their first mission was to find the legendary Serpent Crown. The team used an oil derrick in the Pacific Ocean as their base of operations, where they initiated a series of underwater explosions in an attempt to bring the crown to the surface. However, the explosions had an unintended consequence, damaging the derrick in the process. When the hero Stingray investigated the disturbance, Anaconda threw him back onto the derrick, and the Serpent Squad's mission escalated. The Serpent Squad soon revealed themselves to the Thing, demanding that he surrender at the Pacific Oil derrick. When the Thing came to check on Stingray, Anaconda snuck up behind him, landing a punch that incapacitated him. While Death Adder seized Stingray, Sidewinder used the threat of Death Adder's venomous toxin to force the Thing into submission, chaining him and Stingray to a pylon. The team then descended into the water, where Anaconda located the Serpent's crown and handed it over to Sidewinder. As the Thing and Stingray, now joined by the Inhuman Triton, returned to confront them, Sidewinder teleported himself and his teammates into their air submarine and fled away, inadvertently dropping a depth charge that buried the rest of the squad. They took the crown to Washington, D.C., resisting the temptation to try it on himself. Upon arrival, he handed it over to Roxxon's president, Hugh Jones, who had already wearing a second crown. Terrified of Jones' newfound powers, Volkner quickly departed. Gregory Wilder hired Volkner's team that included Diamondback, Puff Adder, Rattler, Cobra, and Anaconda with a mission to assassinate Tony Stark. The group launched their attack at a scrapyard, but Stark was able to evade their initial assault and quickly fashioned some makeshift weapons to defend himself. Volkner and the Society cornered Stark in a secluded hut surrounding it in an attempt to trap him. However, they were caught off guard when Stark detonated the hut, knocking out all but Anaconda and Volkner. As Stark emerged from the wreckage, Sidewinder threatened him while Anaconda attempted to crush him with his immense strength. The attack was stopped when Stark activated his electrical charge from his chest plate, incapacitating them all. Now, the squad members, Anaconda, Black Mamba, and Death Adder, broke into Volkner's apartment looking for him when they found he wasn't home. They decided to wait for him. While rummaging through his belongings, they discovered files on themselves and other snake-themed criminals, such as Princess Python, Asp, Constrictor, and Cobra. Volkner returned, teleported away, donning his costume, and came back. Anaconda demanded $10,000 he owed them from their previous job. He retrieved the money from his safe, including a 20% interest from his investments, and proposed forming a criminal organization to earn significant more. Wagner infiltrated Rikers Island's prison and teleported Cobra out. At a high-end Manhattan hotel, Sidewinder invited several serpent-themed criminals, including Black Mamba, Death Adder, Princess Python, Cottonmouth, Diamondback, Bushmaster, Cobra, Asp, Rattler, and Anaconda, to form the Serpent Society. He offered them guaranteed pay, insurance, pensions. Basically, they were working towards a way to build themselves up as a criminal enterprise that would allow them to basically keep themselves working, but also at the same time build up their reputation as well, so they could get more jobs. So they tried to contract themselves out to Kingpin, AIM, and Hydra. However, AIM was the only one that took a chance on them and asked them to murder MODOK. They were able to be successful in removing MODOK from existence, which Captain America, of course, tried to stop them, but was unable to do so. They were able to get the body and received $100,000. Faulkner then used Princess Python as an example to deter betrayal, erasing her knowledge of the Citadel before ransoming her to the Circus of Crime. Their success was interrupted by a call from Porcupine, who offered to sell his porcupine armor. Faulkner dismissed him, but sent a team to investigate when Porcupine later claimed to have captured Captain America. The mission turned out to be a trap, and Captain America captured 3 of the group. Though Diamondback was able to escape, Faulkner teleported them out of jail, but Captain America observed his methods and confronted him during the escape. Faulkner had obviously erased the memories of Princess Python to protect the Society's secrets, as a way to make sure that nobody was able to, how do I want to phrase this, rat them out, I guess the best way to phrase it. So they've had some dealings in that piece where they've had to deal with themselves a lot. Faulkner decided to then secretly embedded tracking devices into all of their members' skulls, allowing him to monitor and teleport to their location. He later disclosed this to Diamondback and the X-Men. Faulkner learned that Fer-de-Lance, Black Racer, and Puff Adder and Copperhead were arrested after a sting at a Las Vegas casino heist. They teleported into the cell. He began to free them, but was confronted by Captain America, who was disguised as the Captain. He threatened to kill Fleur-de-Lance, forcing Cap to release him. During this time, Faulkner and Black Mamba managed to begin a romantic relationship. Diamondback, intrigued by Captain America, made advances towards Sidewinder, but was warned off by Black Mamba, who had already claimed him. Diamondback had also had a brief fling with Rattler, whose vibrating tail reportedly had unique benefits. Okay. I forgot about that. Sidewinder included the 4 new serpents into the charter members as probational members. That night, however, Viper infiltrated the society disguised as Black Mamba and poisoned Faulkner. Barely escaping, he teleported to Diamondback, who administered an antitoxin. Together, they witnessed Viper's forces and detected defecting members, including Boomslang, Coach Whip, and Rock Python, attacking the Citadel. Weak from the poison, Faulkner collapsed, and Diamondback contacted Captain America for help. The group worked together to try to stop them, and were able to recover and defeat them once and for all. After recovering, Sidewinder teleported to Diamondback's cell following her arrest for Viper's terrorism in Washington, D.C. At her request, he also freed Nomad, though D-Man, Demolition Man, declined the escape, and Vagabond chose to stay behind. So, following the betrayals within the Serpent Society, Wagner resigned from leadership in exchange for 20% of the cut of the group's future earnings. He transferred all of the assets to Cobra, who became the new leader. He had tried to stay away as long as possible, trying to make sure that he was not involved whatsoever with any of their um, are directly involved in any of their shenanigans. Later, the Assassins Guild hired Wagner and the Serpent Society to hunt down its former members, um, Elektra, Kinara, Matchmaker, Cape Crow. During the mission, Wagner maintained psychic communication with a telepathic member of the Assassins Guild who gave him orders. In the Himalayas, they tracked their targets to a quiet refuge, a forgotten inhuman memorial near the site of Adeline. Sidewinder, frustrated with Kento, remarked to Mamba that this was the reason they never had children. Their primary objective was to focus their attacks on Elektra, hoping to draw the others out of the hideout, where Lady Bullseye was waiting to kill him. However, Elektra managed to break Wagner's jaw before taking down the rest of the serpents and following her allies to the hideout. After defeating Lady Bullseye, who had killed Matchmaker, Elektra returned to Sidewinder and forced him to lead her to the guild. He teleported to New Orleans, where were ambushed by Tiger Shark, Jack-o'-lantern, and Whiplash. Wagner fled with his contract from the guild, but Elektra pursued them and killed everyone except Wagner, who had promised to retire if she spared his life. Eventually, Sidewinder and the other guild members were ordered to meet their new leader on the Isle de Mursa in Mexico. Elektra revealed herself as the new leader, but she had no intention of leading the guild, rather vowed to destroy it. So, at the end of his career, Wagner and the Serpent Society hosted a biannual think tank for billionaire investors at Wagner Castle. Captain America, disguised as Daryl Whitaker, a crypto billionaire, infiltrated the event and discovered Tony Stark undercover on a mission to retrieve a flash drive. After Captain America provoked a fight with a guest, he used the chaos to access the Serpent Society's safe room, where he and Stark found Stark held at gunpoint by Wagner. A battle ensued, with Wagner and the other Serpent Society members attacking. Stark summoned his Iron Man suit, incapacitated the villains with a blinding light. However, when the pair returned to retrieve the flash drive, they had found Mockingbird had already secured it. And that was the last we have heard of Sidewinder. So he was introduced in 1980, and as always, the power grid. I'm sorry. Let's talk about his abilities. So he's a business acumen. He's highly skilled financial expert and strategist with an advanced degree in economics. He successfully built the Serpent Society into one of the most efficient and profitable criminal organizations in the world, demonstrating exceptional leadership and planning skills. He's a tactical. He's a seasoned technician. Wagner excelled at devising complex strategies and contingency plans, ensuring operation success even in high-stakes scenarios. He's an expert he's undergone training in hand-to-hand combat, helping him deal with his opponents in a close quarters situation. He's a master manipulator. As a leader, he's adept at recruiting and managing skilled operatives, maintaining loyalty, and negotiating alliances to further his objectives. He's also as technologically proficient. He's demonstrated advanced proficiency in utilizing and maintaining the sophisticated ninth projector-based technology in his cloak, as well as cybernetic implants to maximize its potential. He has a teleportation cloak. His suit is protection against small arms and other units like that. And as always, the power grid is out of 7. So his intelligence is a 3 because he's learned intelligence. His strength is a 2 because he is normal. His speed is a 2 because it is normal. However, because of his teleportation, it's considered warp speed, but that's only with his cloak. His durability is a 5 because he's bulletproof thanks to his armor. His energy projection is a 1 because he doesn't have any, and his fighting skills are a 2 because they're considered normal. So overall, Seth Faulkner is a massive threat, a great tactician, and a great leader. So he's going to be introduced into Captain America 4, which I'm very much looking forward to seeing him in, and seeing what they do with the character, and if the Serpent Society is fully in effect during this. So we'll have to wait to see on Valentine's Day weekend to see the Serpent Society at its, well, live action state, and to see Sidewinder in the leadership role, or at least partially in the leadership role. So let me know what you guys thought about this character spotlight down in the comments below, and let me know if there's any character you would like me to do a character spotlight on in the future. Just let me know in the comments down below. And as always, if you made it this far into the video, please make sure to like and subscribe down below. Other than that, this is going to be Beastly Eel signing out. Have a wonderful night. Bye-bye.